Hello Pisces, welcome to your weekly reading with me, Cindy. I do still have my orthodontic appliance in my mouth, so it does impede my speech a little bit, and that's all it is. I haven't been drinking and I'm all okay, so we're just going to bear with me through that. This week, Pisces, is your current and future archetypal energies. I will be using the Wild Unknown archetype deck. I will be using the Wild Unknown Oracle deck, and I will be using the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. It's kind of like a Wild Unknown. Yeah, it's like the Wild Unknown week. So we're going to look into that. In the in your current, and if you see me looking down, it's because I do have like my little card here to keep me on track for reading this. So in the current energy, we're going to get your archetype, and then using the tarot, we're going to find out what you have been working on, what you have been healing, and what is starting to blossom. Okay? And then when we get into the future energy, we're going to look with the tarot, what will you finish working on? So kind of what's coming to completion for you in your life, in the cycle that you're in. What will be healed, and what will be ready for you to harvest. Nice, right? And there is an extended at the end of this reading. The link is at the top of the description if you're so drawn to it. And in the extended, I use different cards. I use the Moonology deck to pull out a card for you. And then I will use tarot cards. And I'm basically looking at what exists between your now and your future, like things to be aware of. So the questions that we're going to ask in the extended are personal challenges to be aware of, distractions to be aware of, and areas to focus on to be aware of between where you are now and where you're going. Let's get started. So we're going to start Pisces. The archetype energy now and in the future. I think it would be so nice. You got two. You got two for now. Okay, no. I'm being told to put it over here. All right, I will put it over there. This card, so what you have for now, really reminds me of kind of what was coming through for Aquarius. It's like the nutrients of life. Okay, so this is a decomposition, the underworld. I'm going to read from the book for you. It's the underworld is a decomposition. It is a little bit like the death of things that once were, the ending of things that once were, and those things become the compost of new beginnings. Like this is the nutrients. It's kind of a pain. I want to say there's pain involved in this process for sure. Emotional, spiritual, intellectual pain. There's a lot of things that get dispelled here. But the things that are getting dispelled are actually like pulling off layers to reveal who you truly are inside. Kind of like last week we did the fairies, and the extended, it was actually your inner child speaking to you. Well, this is so your inner child. The soul of you can exist wholly and fully and openly, right? And do what you're really meant to do and live how you're really meant to live here. So you're in that energy now. Gnosis. I think my Greek is really bad. I dated a Greek guy once. We didn't speak in Greek. So gnosis, I think I'm saying that the way, is where you're going with your future energy. And I have to say, I don't think I've ever pulled this card out before. You know, it is the moon. How wonderful is that? I mean, that's your card. Is the moon sitting here in the center, and it's almost as like a bullseye. And then we have this beautiful dove of peace that flies around it. I feel like almost knowing intuitively where to take yourself. Where to take yourself. And you do it on you're going to be doing it on a very peaceful, very spirit-led, you know, hearing your inner self. Hearing. There you go. Because, I mean, this is what this is doing. This is getting rid of all the stuff that's been layered on us over the years. How other people perceive us, who we think we're supposed to be, how we're supposed to act, what we're supposed to be doing. But then, you know, going through that so that you can hear yourself again. So let's do it the right way. Let's go into the book and see what the book has to say. I'm so bad with tips. I know people have given me tips on reading these. I did not study the tips. You know how I would learn, I'm going to tell you, how I would learn these Roman numerals beyond what it is on the clock. I don't look at a piece of paper. I need to go on a little trip somewhere through Europe, and I need to experience these numbers and attach them to some sort of association through my experience, and I will have them like down pat, I tell you. The underworld. This is your energy. Well, it's saying that, okay? Like, take what resonates with this, because this is a very heavy card. The underworld. The nightmare, the ordeal, the bottom. This is no time to mince words. The archetypal territory of the underworld is fraught with nightmares, suffering, and pain. It is the darkest shadow realm, which we try vigilantly to avoid or deny at any cost. Try as we might, the darkness pulls us into its depths through disturbing dream images, unexpected accidents, illness, war, conflict, and ultimately death. Not visiting the underworld or denying its existence altogether is what gives it dangerous power. Traversing it forces us to bow humbly to the greater forces that be, while summoning the inner strength we previously underestimated. Take solace that the underworld subsumes everyone from time to time, making us deeper friends, more intimate partners, soldiers of light amid our shadowy times. Facing darkness and choosing light is the most profound calling of all. When light, bravery, depth, facing of deepest fears. When dark, denial, suppression, evil, unconsciousness. Search for images of a map of Dante's Inferno. What does the story of epic descent stir in you? One of the earliest stories on record is that of the goddess Inanna's descent. Turns out descending into the underworld is as old as time itself. That's kind of what that is, right? This is not a place that a lot of people will go, or a lot of people will fight going there. And I'll tell you, I've met people that have not spent much time in here. But what ends up happening when you do not go into the darker part of yourself, when you do not look at your darkness, when you do not try to peel away the layers of ego, things that we've convinced ourselves to be, or things that we should be doing to fit into, to make our square peg fit into a round hole. I've only encountered a few people. I think most people will spend the time that they need to. A lot of times we're forced into it, you know, because it's not easy. If you're walking through the Garden of Eden and everything is there for you, why are you going to walk out into the desert and struggle if you don't have to? So the universe will stick us there sometimes. But people that do not look at this, I've found that they may have good intentions, but often those intentions come out in a negative way because it's being fed by something that they haven't looked at yet. So it's not an easy energy to be in, but it prepares you for something really great. So now we're going to look at where you're going here with gnosis. This way. Bear with me. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, we're getting close. Oh, see, it's like right near the end. Yes. So close. So close. There it is. Wow. Is it like, no, it's not quite the end. It's like fourth from the end, which is kind of funny because Aquarius had third from the end. Gnosis. Innermost knowing, mystic truths. True knowledge is not found in facts and figures in scholarly books or on library shelves. Rather, gnosis points to the deep and timeless archetypal wisdom that rises from the felt experience of having touched the unknown with every one of the senses. Those who are drawn to gnosis find themselves in esoteric studies, likely involving mysticism, alchemy, healing, or perhaps science. Knowing is their calling. Not knowing is their job description. No matter how far the alchemists take their studies, they come to the ultimate conclusion that facts slip toward mystery, and soon the mystery results in facts. This card signifies a knowing that is life-changing. Once you experience it, you are forever changed and become a guardian of gnosis. The eternal mystery is calling you. Study your passion in the deepest way available to you. So when in light, contemplating the mystery, unanswerable questions. When dark, over-intellectualizing and literalizing, asking others. Those who say they know, don't. Those who say they don't know, know. That's so true, isn't it? This card relates to the riddle and the shapeshifter, all concern themselves with revealing mystic truths. Oh, I like that, because I would really, if I was going to peg an energy associated, that I would associate myself anyways with Pisces, is an energy shifter. And I'm sorry, there's so much reflection coming off of my card stand right now. Is a shapeshifter, because Pisces being at the end of the zodiac, in a sense, the story is that your soul has experienced the full line of the zodiac, all of the possibilities and the feelings, and it almost feels like this could be one of the last really deep, dark dives that you go into, creating the nutrients for one more rebirth here, and it's like a permanent connection. It's a permanent connection to knowing, but in the permanent connection to knowing, you realize you don't know anything. And every time you learn something more, you are more enlightened actually than those that think that they know it all. They know, I got it all figured out. I got it all. You think about when we're a teenager. I don't need anybody to, I know exactly what I'm going to fall on your face so many times, kids. Not funny, but we all do. Interesting. Something is coming up in this for me with these two cards. I was just reading about Fred Rogers the other day. I was inspired to read about him. And I was like, I wonder what his, you know, he was a Pisces. And he was born, I think it was March 20th, like the cusp of Pisces and Aries. So literally like the last step in the Pisces cycle. And this is, yeah, you know, this is the energy of being very, very humble. Knowing, but not knowing. You know, this is the type of energy of someone who will get down on their knees and listen to what a child has to say, because you know there's wisdom in that. And I think one of his quotes was, you know, he would often ask someone who was either badly disabled or a very young child or someone who was on their deathbed to pray for him. And his response to that was, because I know that that person is closer to God than I am, than anyone else is, because of the state or where they are. So they have a, like, how humble is that, right? I mean, this person seemed like a saint, yet he saw other people as being closer to the universe than him, to God, to creation. Interesting deep reading, but I know it's always going to happen, you guys. You're going to take me there. You're going to take me on a journey. The Twilight Zone. I kind of felt like I was in the Twilight Zone at the end of last week. The way the cards kept repeating in some cases was crazy. Alright, so let's get an unknown animal card. I just like, because this is a little more simplified. It's almost like Unknown Week with all these wild unknown. But an oracle card for your current and your future. Oh, the Crow. You know what? This is all about really playing with your intuition. It's truly dispelling the mind and the ego. Allowing it to fall away so that you can be heard and seen and understood. You can hear and understand yourself truly and fully see yourself. Ah, the Frog. To me, this is your card in this deck. Really very watery. It's very watery. It's very cleansing. It's nutrients filled. It's like being in the desert. Having been in the desert and it finally rains, you finally get to the tropical forest. And there's so much bounty. So I was talking about, you know, if we don't get pushed into the desert once in a while, we don't try. We don't have to try. I like that the swan is at the bottom for you. A lot of self-reflection, going very deep. It's an interesting message. I just heard, when you release what you've always wanted is when you will truly gain it. That's when it will become yours. When you have truly released what you've always wanted is when it will actually come to you. We're going to find out what you've been working on, what you've been healing, and what is starting to blossom. Magician is at the bottom. I'm still going to use the deck because I have to go into your future. So, for your current, what you've been working on is the King of Pentacles. You've been working on being, I want to say, like a leader in your community, being very stable, very, very grounded. Kind of like being a bit of the boss, like taking command here. Working on your stability. Working on the stability of others as well. I'm going to clarify as well. What have you been healing is the Ace of Pentacles. So some sort of new beginning here. Either you've had a new beginning, it could be work or home in some significant way here. Like it's something significant in your life, or you're preparing for that new beginning. You're healing the process in that. Because for a beginning, there needs to be an ending, right? So that's part of that process. So what is starting to blossom for you? The Son of Wands. It's like the Knight of Wands. I like to look at the Knight of Wands as your mojo, baby. Your mojo is starting to blossom. Maybe it doesn't feel like it with this. Depending though on the point in this process that you're in. Like if it's just at the point where you were just starting to decompose is the most painful. Where you're just starting to decompose is the most painful. And then, so like being in the chrysalis, that's a really good way to talk about this. Like that caterpillar going into the chrysalis. Just, you've always been a caterpillar, all of a sudden everything is almost like starting to liquefy. And you're feeling confined in the chrysalis. And you're used to having your freedom to walk around and eat all the little leaves that you want to eat. Now you're confined and you're becoming this liquidy form to be transformed into something completely different, but what you were always meant to be, right? The caterpillar was not always meant to be a caterpillar. It needs to come out and become a moth or a butterfly. So depending on where you are in this process, you may not feel like you're going to get your mojo, but your mojo is starting to blossom. So let's clarify. Let's just clarify, shall we? Every time I start shuffling, I get these messages for you about release what you've always wanted and it will come to you. So the second part in that I'm getting now is because when you're trying to pull it in, whether it's energetically, mentally, psychologically, psychic, whatever, physically, you're actually working against the universe. You're working against the universe because the universe may want you to have whatever this is, but not the way you want it, because the way you want it when you're trying to control it a bit too with the King of Pentacles, that's not allowing spirit to guide you. That's allowing, you know, the human part of you to guide you here. Hey, it looks good, okay? What you've been working on is clarified by the Chariot, the Five of Wands, and the Six of Swords. make things better. You know, whatever you're doing, like whatever you're doing, and maybe you are the significant leader in a situation, whether that's at home or it's at work, it's in your community, however that is, with your friends. You're the significant leader in the situation, and you're really trying to get it to go into a good place here. You're trying to get it to come out of the depths, trying to get yourself to come out of the depths too. But there is an internal struggle because, you know, you're maybe not ready yet. Whatever this struggle is about, this battle to go into a better energy, I feel like it's happening. It's definitely happening. Well, it is. You can see where your future archetypal energy is going. I mean, where you are now, it can really only get better. It can really only get better. So don't worry about it too much, right? It can get better. Is to get it to move. It feels like there's often some sort of resistance, some sort of block that comes up just when you feel like, okay, we've got movement, and boom. Oh, okay, how do I get this? My singing bowls are singing with each other. How do I get this to go again? How do I get it to move? I just want it in a better place. I just want to be in a better place. But you're doing what you need to do. So what have you been healing is your Ace of Cups. This Ace of Cups, something that you have a lot of passion about. The Eight of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and then the Magician. There's two aces here. It's like this tangible new beginning for you that's real, whether it's home, work, community, something that you're passionate about. You put a lot of yourself into it. It is to have love in this. It is to have love and feelings and emotions. Not for it to just be clinical and head down on my own, doing my own thing. Like wanting to bring this forward in a deeper place. Anything that comes after this point, for it to be based on feelings, emotions, and brotherly love. I'm getting like brotherly love. This is a very kumbaya kind of reading, Pisces. Brotherly love. Love. Okay, so what is starting to blossom for you, right? The mojo. Mojo, baby. The mojo. Oh. Clarified by the Star, the Five of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. There's your ace again. You got these new beginnings are just dying to come through. And absolutely, because you've created compost. The compost for rebirth, for life, for the lotus, for the lily to come up above the water and shine into the sun. Oh, so what is blossoming here? Something that you truly wish and desire and hope for, as well as your own spiritual balance here. I feel like it's been put on the side burner. It's been put out, or feeling left out in the cold. It's bringing this spiritual aspect into who and what you are, how you function on a daily basis, but needing to feel the fire within to drive you to do that for the new beginning, for this new beginning. And perhaps too, you don't feel like I said, this mojo. I know I kind of heard like some people saying, I don't have my mojo, Cindy. My mojo's not there yet. And maybe you've walked away. That's why. Okay. Maybe you've walked away, or something that you've really wanted or hoped for or dreamed of has walked away. The energy has become separated somehow. But what you don't realize is it's actually leading you to the new beginning, because this can be wishing on a star, right? It's not necessarily real and tangible right here. But this is. So it's taking you to something real. Something real. Something that you can hold on to and feel and touch. And it's right here in the three-dimensional is what's going to bring your mojo back. Let's see now into your future. What will you finish working on? What will be healed? And what will be ready to harvest? Okay. We'll see what happens. I'm just kind of hearing. Pull the clarifiers out before you talk about the cards. So let's see what's coming up here. Pull the clarifiers out before you talk about the cards. Let's just switch it down a bit. The bottom is the Three of Cups followed by the Death card. Kind of like death and rebirth, endings in a celebration, but a rebirth in it in the same. Like, it's interesting, the Death card with this compost material. Okay, I'm not going to show you what, they're not like shocking what has come out. So, but I'm just being told to pull out the clarifiers first before I show you what is out for what you will finish working on, what will be healed, and what will be ready to harvest. Ten of Swords is at the bottom after I clarify. That is a good way to describe this for me. It's like major endings, psychological endings, defeat of the ego, which, you know, here and now our soul is connected to the ego, so it, you know, it's painful. Okay, so what will you finish working on? Oh, it's the Six of Pentacles. I was thinking it was the Seven of Pentacles. It's the Six of Pentacles. Balance, equal give and take here. The Three of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. So what you will finish working on here is finding the ability to, I want to say like work well with others, but it kind of, that's very simplified. It's the ability to recognize what groups are really good for you, what groups are not, how to negotiate those, how to find the ability, if it's not good energy, how to find the ability to move past that and to move into. It's almost like timeline jumping, like reality jumping. If, you know, every reality is a possibility and we're sitting on a thread, how to jump yourself to a thread where this is better energy. This is equal give and take. So you may have been in situations where there wasn't an equal give and take, or something felt imbalanced here. How do you give, you know, if you're sitting in this position too, where there's a lot of responsibility on you, a lot of times there's a lot more give on your end than taking and receiving. What will be healed is the Daughter of Pentacles, which is like the Page of Pentacles. The Death card, the Nine of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. That is painful. Healing shit. That's painful. So this is an ending here. An ending and a rebirth, but it's almost like the rebirth feels like there was more ending behind it. Like, it feels like the rebirth couldn't happen. Maybe you've been sitting in this energy for a long time. It feels like so this is going to be healed though. This is going to be healed. This is like an ending. Endings. Painful endings with the Ten of Swords underneath. Possibly too, with this Daughter of Pentacles, it could be endings with people that are younger yet than you. People that, right, we have the Father and the Daughter of Pentacles. This is what you've been working on, and this is what's going to be healed. There's some sort of connection here. That maybe there was distance, there was, there could have been harsh words, or the ending was harsh, something between you and someone else. Interesting that the Father of Pentacles, his antlers are all lit up like the rainbow. And then the Daughter of Pentacles has the rainbow behind her with, it looks like an Ace of Pentacles. There's just one pentacle there. Because this is what's starting to blossom, is your Ace of Pentacles. What you've been trying to heal is the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, there's some sort of connection here with someone that's going to be healed. I mean, I'm really getting that. There's some sort of connection here with someone that's going to be healed. I mean, someone that you feel very strongly about. This could be your own child. This could be a child of yours. Somebody that's younger than you. It does feel like someone that you have a lot of feelings and emotions towards. And there's something painful here that's going to be healed. So what will be ready for you to harvest is the Mother of Swords. Interesting. Clarity, knowing, seeing through the darkness. Cutting out things that are not serving you. You're going to have the strength to do that. If you don't feel like you have the strength to cut things out that are not serving you well, that are not for your higher good, you're going to have that, right? Because you're getting your mojo. You're getting your mojo back. So the Mother of Swords is clarified by the Two of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Four of Swords. There's some sort of balancing that's been going on here. Oh, and the Two of Cups is the balance, though. And then you have rest and peace, I hear. Like the Two of Cups is the balance. So you will be ready to harvest. There may be things that need to be cut out that are preventing you from having the balance. Because on the other side of the two, like juggling this, like trying to figure out how to make this happen, and then here it is. And it's really beautiful. But it gives you like this feeling of rest. Rest and rejuvenation and healing. To heal it. To heal the Two of Cups energy. Which, again, could be between you and someone here. It could be like a parent and a child. It could just be someone who's younger than you. I'm going to pull one specific clarifier for the underworld and one specific clarifier for gnosis, and then we're done. So a specific clarifier for the underworld, a specific clarifier for the underworld. You got 3. Well, you're going through so much. You should be able to, oh yeah, look at that. The Ace of Swords, the Moon card, and the Seven of Cups. Oh, you're just trying to get clarity, but you're digging through the worms and the mud, man. You're like trying to get clarity, and you're digging through the worms and the mud. You're trying to really see yourself, really understand you. Push through all the muck. Push through all the illusion. Push through anything that just feels like uncomfortable. But it's almost like it leaves you with too many possibilities. Like, I just don't know what to do. Because whatever I do is going to have a great influence on how I move forward. So what am I going to do? It's almost like your brain is in the muck. Gnosis? Ah, look at that. Okay. The King of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Four of Cups. So I like that the King of Cups came out after, you know, you got out of the muck, because now you really are your energy, which we also got by the frog. It's good. It's really good, but it's very, very stable, and it's not moving anywhere, is what I'm hearing. With the Four of Pentacles sitting on the other end here, it's not moving anywhere. This is your energy. All of your feelings and emotions, really having control over them. Really being in control of them. And really having like a bountiful, fulfilling, stable cycle that you're moving towards. And it kind of feels like with this Four of Swords or Four of Pentacles sitting at the end of it, like it's stable and it doesn't move. It's stable and it doesn't move and it doesn't change. Like it's almost like, I don't want to say perfection, because nothing on earth really is perfect. But it is as perfect as something could be. The Nine of Wands at the bottom. Like just being really fatigued and worn out by this process. Yeah, this is hard. We don't really know what a caterpillar feels when it's going through this transformation like that, do we? But maybe we do, in a way, because we go through our own. Oh my goodness. All right, Pisces, thank you for that very deep reading, guys. I'm going to go do the extended and look at the energy between the now and the future. If I see you there, great. If not, I do hope to see you here next week, guys. Until then, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.